he made the pass to me. Made the pass to me when the pass was supposed to go to Dwyane. And he was like, Bubba, I'm gonna get it to you, Bubba. You gotta make this shot, man, because they gonna be looking at Dwyane. I said, you get the ball to me, man, I'm gonna knock it down.
Oh, yes. Yes. GP, are you with me?
Everything How you doing, man? Good to see you.
This is all the remembrance of the stuff.
Right. Look at us having fun. Having fun, man.
Ain't nothing like winning, is there?
And they didn't expect us to win.
Does it feel like it's been 20 years?
They don't.
Me and Gary go back since '92, and I promise you when we was in that other city, and I called you this summer, I told you, come do with me one more time, you came. I appreciate you. I would let you say something, but you're too goddamn loud. You might blow up the damn speaker. You don't want to hear that.
Every good story starts at the beginning. So
It is.
let's go to 2005. You make the decision to join this operation. What was it about the setup of that iteration of the Miami Heat that you said, you know what, the glove must be a part of this?
You know, that's a great question, because you remember I was sitting on my couch in Las Vegas. Wasn't going to play anymore. And SHAQ gave me a call and was like, you don't want to come down here and try to run it back, man. We should have won more championships. Yeah. You know, the LA situation was crazy, man. I want to play with you, you know, and I want to do something with it. And I was like, man, no, SHAQ, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I hung up the phone and Pat called. And Pat was like, you know, I want you to come down. You know, I've been want you to play for me for a long time, because you remember in '96 they bid it. It was between them and Seattle for me to go to, and I stayed in Seattle. And then all of a sudden I just told Pat, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, everybody came. Everybody came. They met me at the Wynn, and Air was there. When I seen his face, I said, you know, this is serious. This is serious. So after the meeting, I just said, yeah. Let's do it. And it was the right situation when they started telling me who was going to be on the team and what we could do and what they wanted me to do. You know, they wanted me to mentor young Jason Williams. It was a great experience here. This is one of the greatest experiences I ever had.
What was the key component that you said, you know what, I'm going to fit in this space where already some of the top roles are already defined?
It wasn't that hard, because you got to remember, I didn't want to play basketball no more anyway. You know, I was done with my career. I didn't really want to play anyway. Right. It was going to be coming here, and then we had to understand I was the oldest on the team. Right. I was the oldest one. So they made me that guy who wanted to take on all the roles of everything, who I had to talk to, who I had to go up to. You know, I had to face Pat all the time. You know, I was the one that they wanted to talk to. So I had to deal with that. So, you know, but it was one of them things where I just said, I'm not selfish. Yeah. I wanna go and help these young guys win a championship, because we got a good chemistry here. And when I seen it and I started understanding, we started off a little rocky. Mm-hmm. But I think after Dallas, when I called a team meeting, I think it was a little bit different. Gotcha. I think everybody started understanding, and I think who really made the adjustment was SHAQ. Because SHAQ, I told SHAQ, it's not you no more. It's not you. Let's just give it to this young kid, and this young kid can play. And once we gave it to Dwyane, I think we all start understanding our roles. Gotcha. You know, I didn't have to score 20. I didn't have to do all that. All I had to do was go in there and play great defense, knock down a shot, and do the big things and be the leader. SHAQ had to get the ball when he needed to get the ball and score when he needed to. Lonzo needed to play defense. Poles needed to make a shot. Dwyane used to make a shot. You know, all these guys, we needed. Jade should have came in and did the same thing.
Before you got to that cohesion, though, walk us through training camp with these guys. I'm not going where you went with everybody, but walk me through. It's Posey, it's Williams, it's Dwyane, everybody together for the very first time, knowing, well, maybe not yet knowing, but knowing what was desired in all of this, with how close the team had come to the conference finals against Detroit the year before, what was that process like with guys getting to know each other, becoming comfortable with one another?
Very easy.
Really?
I think it was because I think we all knew each other and we all had the same mentality.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When we start hanging out with each other off the court, that's when I knew that we were going to be pretty good. When we got on the court, all we had to do was practice. And everybody's going to bring that toughness out of everyone because we all went at each other. You know what I'm saying? We might have not didn't like the conditioning at the time we was practicing, but we made it fun with each other.
Right.
You know, and I think right away we knew what it was. We knew what we needed to do, and we respected each other. That was the whole thing about this, respect. You know, it took Alonzo a little bit to get there because, remember, he was hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we had to get him on the page. When he wasn't practicing with us a lot, we had to make him understand, and then he couldn't be with us a lot off the court because he wanted to take care of his kidney. So we really knew each other from day one. You know, especially with Antoine. Me and Antoine had a relationship. Me and Posey had a relationship. So I think it was right away. We just had to feel each other and know what each other wanted.
I'd like to introduce the new head coach, Pat Riley.
Pat Riley returning to coaching is a key component of this championship run. So you have to tell us, what was that like?
It was crazy at first. It was tough at first. It was tough.
What was that first practice like? When the change is made, Stan's not coaching anymore, Pat now is. First day.
First day was it was kind of easy if you really don't
He walked you into it a little
because he walked you into it. He didn't really come in there and be Pat. He had to walk us into it. He fooled us for a little bit because we thought he was changed, but he wasn't really.
It was a road trip too,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Right,
That's all
right.
it was.
That
It was a
was it.
test.
Yeah.
And once he started getting into being Pat, you know, the practices, the bikes, all that and that stuff, the body fat, we all had to adjust. But when we adjusted and you did what you did, he was never on you. Pat is a no-nonsense guy. He's not going to take all the craziness. But me and him had it out, you know, and when we had it out, you know what he'll do? He'll call me. He said, we got to fix this.
Straight up.
We got to fix this, and this is the way it's going to be. And he was just straight up with it. And then I was straight up with it. And it was just like, it's a joy. And now me and Pat are like this. Yeah. Every time we see each other. You know, we hug each other and we're good with each other. And it's all the things, you know, it's all the things because he brought me to a championship.
Take us behind the scenes, though, of team meetings. And I know there's a whole bunch of those that you're going through walkthroughs and there's shoot-arounds and pregame. And obviously Pat's reputation on the motivational speeches and how different they are every single time, obviously a part of his legacy.
Well, that is the main part of the championship. When he started at 15 strong, I think that's when we start understanding how valuable our team was. The 15 strong pit was right here. Pat Riley announced right here. It was a big old pit where we had a lot of cards, a lot of personal things that you could throw in here. And every time we came in here, it was right in the middle. And he would always tell us to remember what we were here for. He made us accountable for things. And every time we threw something in that pot, he said we're not going to break it open until we win this thing. That was the first thing he said when he made it. He knew we were going to win it. And we had to believe in ourselves. He made us all hold one of the 15 strong cards in our pocket, in our wallet.
To this day, by the way.
Yes, and he always,
Still
every time he
checks
sees
y'all.
me, he brings out his wallet and he pushes it out.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And I got mine enshrined with my ring and my gold medals and stuff in there, and I got it in a plastic place where it just sits there because it reminds me every time I walk by it of what we did and what kind of season we had. And with his motivational speeches, it's just like somebody going up there and preaching to you.
Last point. Hey, we know they're highly capable, but not against us, okay? Come on.
It's like a preacher. You don't know what he's going to do. No. He's going to say a different thing every time, but he's going to motivate you. And you're going to go home thinking about what he just said.
A little bit earlier, I think you alluded to it, this team meeting that you all had to have. It's about February.
Yes.
And you all went on a run as a result of it. Walk us through all that.
We was in Dallas. They blew us out. Blew us out.
This has been a disaster for Miami tonight.
What is wrong with the Miami Heat, Charles?
Still not any good.
Everybody came in there, and then I went to my locker, and I just sat there, and I looked at all of these guys' faces. And Pat came in there, he was screaming. He was very upset. And then I did like this. I just stood up, and I said, Pat, y'all got to get out of here. Y'all got to leave. I need to have this room. And once they did that, I went in here, and I just went off. I got in everybody's face and told them.
One by one.
One by one. I said, who the hell do you want to play for? It's not Pat Riley. It's for yourself and it's for us. Because we got to be the ones on this floor. I told everybody, say something. Because we got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? What do you want from this team? And when everybody said we wanted a championship, and I said, listen to what everybody's saying. They saying, we know we can win a championship, so why not go out and do it? And ever since that point, and then I went and I told SHAQ, I said, listen, you got to be the first one because we can't go to you all the time. This kid right here can play the game. We got to go through him. He's a younger, fresh legs. We got to go through him, and everybody got to play their role.
Was he convinced that night that you were right, or did it take a little bit of time?
It took a time. It took a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I told him, I said, the only way we're going to win is everybody give in and bite in. You got to play your role. And I said, with myself, I'm not the same Gary Payton as the Sonics, so I have to do something different. I have to play defense. I have to lead this team. I got to get these guys the ball. We got to make open shots when we need to and be that person.
You decided that we all have to fall in behind Dwyane Wade.
Mm-hmm.
But what had you noticed through the season to that point, or maybe even afar in those previous couple seasons, that he was the guy?
The year before when they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, I watched that. And I said, this little kid, he's got a little spunk to him. He's got a little thing, but he just don't have the people to guide him the right way. It wasn't the guide at that time. So when we got in here and I watched him in practice and I watched how he worked, he reminded me of Kobe a lot because he'd get out there and he'd put in his extra work. And that's when it was like, I think this kid, he sees something, and I see something in him. And then I did like this, and we were playing games, and you guys got to understand, he had 3 games that he had like 30-something or more before we had lost it. And even in the Dallas game, he had like 36. And we were like, I was like, we have to understand that this is him. This is his basketball team. And once I seen that, I just told everybody, because I had a meeting with Posey, I had a meeting with Dwyane. I said, y'all know this kid right here can go. He's the one. And they agreed with it. And then I had to step up, and I just had to make that decision. And the only person we had to overtake was SHAQ. You know, we had to overtake him, and everybody left that up to me. And he bit in after a while.
So you're on your run. You get to your Chicago series. Now, while you said, hey, guys, number 3 is our guy, it didn't mean that you and Dwyane wouldn't have a discussion from time to time. And in that Chicago series, in the game, on the floor, I will never forget it. I saw you two going at it.
Oh, listen to me.
I remember saying to myself, I said it differently later because I felt like you have to have that type of realness when you're trying to get one of these, when you're on the journey to that.
Yes.
But what was that moment to you? Why did it even occur?
Well, that was one of the moments that, you know, Dwyane, to me, became a leader. Because what he said to me is to get somewhere and do this and that and that. I understand it.
Right.
But the only reason we got into it is the way he said it, the way he did it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no problems with him getting on me. If I ain't doing something right, that's what you're supposed to do as being a leader.
Right.
But it's a way that you go at somebody to do it. And that was our problem. And it wasn't nothing after that. But I had to let him understand that you have to respect somebody else for you to get respect, to get it. And plus, I fought for you to be that man. I fought for you to be that guy.
Exactly.
So me and you should be a little bit more understanding with each other. And it wasn't no big deal. You know, Pat let us do what we had to do, and we hashed it out, and we went on from there.
He had an amazing game 3. He had that mentality that we heard a couple times in his legacy about, I'm not going out this way. And you battled Jordan Is there a little of that because he's a Chicago kid and the pride of that in that space, just having that type of mentality? Is it Jordan-esque, or is that not the right comparison?
No, that's not the right comparison. I think Dwyane is from Chicago. All Chicago basketball players got that.
Gotcha.
All of them. If you go to D. Rose, if you go to Tim Hardaway, all of them dudes got that oomph to them. I just think that he has that Chicago basketball mentality in him, and he had that. And I call it dog. Yeah. I just call it a dog. And that's what he had in him, and that's what it is. And he showed it and did it. Nobody knew what he was going to be at Marquette. They didn't even think that was Pat Riley seen a guy at Marquette, drafted him. And then when he got to this league, he showed it.
There are so many moments that Heat Nation, those of us that have been here long enough, we still see it in Championship Alley, all these huge moments. That jump shot, obviously the way Dwyane played down the stretch, Zoe on the floor going nuts on you all to play harder defense, Shaquille's play, Jason Williams. Was there an unsung hero in that playoff run that we don't talk about enough?
Yep. Udonis Haslem. Memories, real good memories. They got Udonis and Stein. I like that.
He deserves that.
He deserves that one, yeah. He's the reason we won the championship, basically. Because when he got in dirt,
come on,
he got in dirt.
Both ends.
He got in dirt. Right? Got in dirt. Right. And when we contained their superstar and made other players get in positions that they weren't really used to being in, we took off. We won 4 in a row. Dirk was killing us in the first 2 games. And then all of a sudden he gets back here in Miami. In 3 games, we eliminated him. And then we start hearing the things that they're planning on a parade and they're changing hotels and they're going to be by themselves and do this and that. Okay, let it happen. Because you're not going to leave out of here surviving. And then they left out of here, they was down 3-2. You know what I'm saying? So we were basically a Udonis Haslem fan. I was. I was a fan. Because when I told him, I said, Udonis, stick into him, stay into him, because he wants to go off the one leg and he's want to go back. Don't let him make him uncomfortable. And Udonis made him uncomfortable for 4 straight games. He made him very uncomfortable. And then that's what was a big deal for us.
You talked to us earlier about your role and responsibility with Jason Williams. Talk to us about your relationship with him.
White chocolate. You know what?
I'm so glad he embraces that.
Yeah,
now. He didn't love it.
He didn't love it there, but that's him.
Yeah.
Jay has a mentality to him and a spirit to him. He's a great kid. Unfortunately, during that time, he got hurt, which would have been more better for us if he wouldn't have got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because he was coming along and guiding. You remember in the championship series, he made the pass to me.
Right.
Made the pass to me when the pass was supposed to go to D-Wade. And he was like, Bubba, I'm going to get it to you, Bubba. So you got to make this shot, man, because they going to be looking at D-Wade. I said, you get the ball to me, man. I'm going to knock it down.
Shot clock at 5. Jason Williams kicks it out. Payton shot. It's good. Payton knocks it down with 9.3 remaining.
Once he played and he started understanding what he can do and how he can do it, make the big-time shots, the great passes, it started to become easy for him. By the time he got back and we were in the championship, he was rolling. I think he was playing the best basketball he had played. And that's all we wanted. We just wanted him to be healthy and get back to old Jason Williams.
Take us to game 5, and you have the scoop. A little lefty scoop shot. Did you call that for yourself, or was that just a read?
It's just a read, you know, because I always used to do it with SHAQ when he played for the Lakers and when I played for Seattle. I always said if I get by you and I see a big man, and Dan Beard, who was always one to block shots, I was telling him they couldn't get off their feet quick enough if I throw it too high.
Gotcha.
I'll break their back trying to get it. And once he came over and did it, I flicked it as high as I could and knew where to hit the spot. And once it hit the backboard and went down, he was too late.
Payton on the drive, high off the glass. Gary Payton banks it in. And the Heat back up by 1. Timeout, Dallas.
That was just something that I knew to do with players. Players that want to block shots, you have to get it off before they get off. Don't go to them.
The Miami Heat, they've done it. They win their first championship in franchise history.
That's us. That's all.
You see my trophy? Yeah. Look at the picture over there. This is how I was doing it in the locker room when we getting showered, all that champagne.
Hey, where everybody at?
What are you holding there?
I'm on this championship trophy. I'm about to give it to the man. Here you go right here. Give it to the man. He deserves it.
How does it feel to hold that after all these years?
I feel great, especially with this team.
I think it's important for anyone listening to this conversation to hear what winning this meant to you and your legacy at that point in your timeline. Because with all your accolades, Larry was the only thing missing.
Yeah. And you know what? I look at it today, and I wouldn't look at it as I looked at it in 2006.
How does this moment feel?
Oh, this feels great. You know, to win the championship. I don't believe it right now. I just don't believe it. It's a great feeling. I look at Karl Malone, John Stockton, and Charles Barkley. They didn't win a championship, but they're still great basketball players. There's still going to be a legacy for them. They're still a legacy. It doesn't matter. They're still going to be a Hall of Famer. They're going to be still top 50, top 75. They're still going to be all that. But during this time in 06, when we were coming and people were saying, you're going to be a Hall of Famer. You're going to be a Hall of Famer. But the only thing that's missing is a championship so that you can say your legacy was complete. And that's all I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And that's when, you remember, I left Seattle, got traded. And then I said, I'm going to try to go after this championship. I'm going to only sign one-year deals with teams, and I'm going to just try to get to the best team that I can get to so that I can get this here and tell everybody it's a complete career. And nobody can say nothing else now because I got a complete career. I've probably done everything that you could possibly do.
I don't know if they have it, but there should be a special room in the Hall of Fame when you are a Hall of Famer who is a champion.
Yeah.
Let's do rapid fire. First thing that comes to your mind.
Got it.
No processing.
No processing.
No, just right to it. Favorite teammate from the 06 Heat championship team?
Antoine Walker.
Love it. Toughest opponent during that playoff run?
Dallas Mavericks.
Best off-court memory in that run?
All of us going to the movies with Pat when he went and took us to see the movie when he was in Kansas and they beat him at UTEP. That was the best moment ever.
That is tremendous. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the best moment ever.
Most underrated moment of the finals?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I think James Posey was the most underrated moment when he made that big shot in that corner.
Oh, Lord.
When he made the big shot in the corner.
Absolutely.
That was the most underrated. If he doesn't make that shot, we're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? He makes that shot and we there. And then that trickles everything from D-Wade to start doing what he did. And we went back and got on the run, got back in the game. Remember, we was almost on the verge of losing. And that was it.
I have been anticipating the celebration of this for so long. What does it mean to you that your organization is making this a part of the 2025-26 season to pause in moments and celebrate you all as individual, some of your Hall of Fame champions, and this team, this 15-strong overall?
You know what? If you look at this team and you look at it, a couple of us are Hall of Famers. A lot of us, if you see Spo here, right here, look like a young guy and what he's done as a coach now with the Miami Heat. But what we have to understand is it's going to be 20 years during that season, this season coming up, that they won their first championship. Yeah. And that's a big deal. And how we won it and the way we won it and the things that we did to win it, the things that we did. We were down 2-0 and came back and won 4 straight. So this is a big moment for us, for this organization to acknowledge us about this, because this was a big deal. This what started it off for them to win championships, to make it known how. And then when we go out in this parking lot and we see all these pictures and we walk through the championship hallway and do all of that, what Pat has done, It's amazing that we started all of this. We started all of this. And it's an honor for us to even be 20 years because it don't even seem like 20 years ago.
Pat calls you all the forever men. The forever men. All of you all that won championships with this organization. It all begins with you all. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you much.
Yeah, you see what you're
I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
All right.
I see it.
The first,
That's the first
you'd
one.
never forget her.